Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to talk exclusively on my ride experience of the Honda CB300F. Till now I have driven it more than 30,000 kilometers in a span of around 1.5 years, and so long my experience has been very good. This bike has never ever given me any trouble. So I would like to explain my completely ride ownership review, unbiased and non-sponsored review about this bike. So first let's see the odometer. I'll show you the distance that I have covered. Let me switch on the display, and as you can see here right now, going to odometer, yes, 30,542 kilometers run till now. So I would like to mention what are the pros of this bike and what are the cons of the bike. Okay, so coming to the pros of the bike, this bike is having very good agility, very light, superior grip. I think the radial tires, I must mention, this is the first time I'm driving with a bike with radial tires, and the grips are very much good, and the mid-range of this bike is very much punchy. So this bike is these are the pros that I found in this bike. And the price, obviously the price at which it is coming, around 2 lakhs on road, this bike is a must to go if you are looking out for a bike that is good for city rides and it is having sufficient amount of power, not like bonkers of the KTM, the power that is producing, but still that is having sufficient and respectable amount of power. And at the same time, that bike that gives you a good amount of mileage. The mileage that I have been getting on this bike is around 35 kilometers per liter, and plus it sometimes touch 40 kilometers per liter also, but it depends on how sensibly you are riding the bike. And this bike is very much perfectly suited for city rides, because the mid-range, the speed of 50 kilometers per hour, 200 kilometers per hour is very good, and the power surge is very good in this speed band, so that in cities you can easily go from one traffic signal to another traffic signal. You can cover the distance very quickly, and maneuvering the bike in the city, considering the curve weight of 153 kgs, it is very much easier. And the radial tires also, as you can see, it provides very much good amount of grip, and maneuvering this bike in the bumper to bumper traffic, it's quite easy. So this is, I think, a perfect city bike. And coming to the cons of this bike, I would like to mention there is no any major con which I have encountered, except the point that this bike is less powered, underpowered. Other than that, you can see this cap in the cone set. This cap is of plastic and it is easily removable. Anybody can remove it. And what happened, somebody took my cap and I had to get a new one. For the time being, it was looking very much absurd. And the second con which I felt, that the switches are not backlit. It should have been backlit. And the third con, the headlight throw is very much bad. Now if you are traveling at night and if a vehicle is coming from the front, then this headlight gives you very poor visibility. Other than that, any major con I have not encountered. And apart from this, as you can see in the video, there is some oil leak from the front shockers that I have to get it repaired, and my service of this bike is still due, so I have to get it serviced. You can see the service indicator right now. So the service indicator, actually it is not blinking. It blinks when the service is due, and after the kilometers are over in which you have to get the servicing done, the indicator stops blinking. Now other than that, there is no any major issue that I have faced, except the front shocker is leaking, that too after around 28,000 kilometers, since my ride is mostly in the rural areas where the roads are not that good, and this is the upside down shocker, so this problem ought to come. And apart from this, the cost of owning this bike is good. The best part is the servicing. Since this is not an oil-cooled engine like the KTM, so the servicing is quite easy. I must say that it saves a lot of time. Since it is a completely naked bike, there is no much of jiggles while servicing this bike. The showroom people will get your bike ready in around 1.5 to 2 hours if there is no any major issue. 1.5 and 2 hours is more than enough. They will get your bike ready. And what are the costs? See, I have changed the front disc pad. It costed me around 1000 rupees, 900 or something. And the rear sprocket I have changed it around in 18,000 kilometers. That costed me around 4000 rupees including labor charge. And other than that, I have changed the tires, upgraded the tires. I have put a separate video on my channel. You can go through the channel. I have upgraded the CB Radial Zoom X1 tires. That costed me around 7600 or 700 something. And other than that, there is no major expense on this bike. The servicing cost, the regular servicing cost, which includes the oil change, is hardly comes around 1300 1400 rupees, including the oil filter. If they charge you for the labor cost, then it will comes around 1700 or 2000 rupees. That is quite nominal considering that it is coming in the 300cc bike category. And the best thing is that when you go to the Honda Big Wing, they will get your bike service in very less hour and prompt amount of time, because this is Honda Big Wing especially dealing with super bikes, and there is no other lower category bikes, so the comparatively rush is less in their showroom. So for people who is working and who is not having ample amount of time, so getting the services done faster matters a lot. So other than that, this bike is good for city ride. If you are planning to take this bike for highway rides, then I must recommend that you should better get a front visor, because the wind blast will be more. And when you are traveling in an open highway, then obviously you will be going to get exhausted very quickly because of the wind blast. So for touring, if you are planning to take this bike on touring, then you have to do some additional setup. So this was my overall review. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comment.